Aaron had always been curious about distant worlds. From the moment he joined the survey team, he dreamed of walking through forests no human had seen before. This planet, called Nyril, was said to have dense jungles filled with unknown plants and strange creatures. As he stepped out of the small transport pod, he felt a thrill run through him. The air was thick and humid, filled with the scent of wet earth and unfamiliar flowers. Every step into the jungle seemed to pull him deeper into a living, breathing world that was both beautiful and strange. He carried a small pack with basic tools, a scanner for detecting life forms, and a journal to record observations. He had been instructed to stay near the base camp, but curiosity often led him further than anyone expected. Today, he decided to follow a path that the others had avoided. The jungle canopy was thick, letting only thin shafts of light fall through. Shadows twisted around the trunks of giant trees, and vines hung like silent sentinels. Birds with shining feathers flew overhead, making quick, sharp cries. Insects of all shapes and sizes crawled over leaves, some glowing faintly in colors that seemed impossible. Aaron carefully noted each strange plant and small creature, amazed at how alive the jungle seemed. Every sound echoed through the trees, and even when he stopped moving, he felt eyes watching him. Hours passed as he ventured deeper. The path became less clear, the trees grew taller, and the forest seemed almost to pulse with life. Then, in the distance, he saw movement. At first, he thought it was just a large animal, perhaps one of the herbivores mentioned in the survey report. But the shape moved with a lightness and grace that made him pause. His heart raced as he crouched behind a broad fern, scanning the shadows. Suddenly, a figure stepped into the sunlight. Aaron froze. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. The creature had a humanoid form, but her movements were feline and precise. Her skin shimmered softly in the light, and two pointed ears rose from her head, twitching at every sound. Her eyes were large and golden, reflecting the jungle around her like mirrors. She had a long, swishing tail, and her limbs moved with a strength and elegance that made him feel small in comparison. The creature did not run or hide. She stared at him, tilting her head curiously. Then, to Aaron's astonishment, she spoke. Her voice was melodic, almost like the wind rustling through the trees, yet it carried words he could understand. "Aaron," she said. He blinked. You know my name," he whispered, his voice shaking. She nodded, stepping closer. "I have been waiting for you. The jungle told me you would come." Aaron's mind raced. How could this creature know his name? How could she even speak his language? His survival instincts screamed for caution, yet something in her eyes made him lower his guard. What are you?" he asked. "I am Lyra," she said. "I am from the hidden people of this forest. Only you can help us." Aaron wanted to ask more questions, but something in her tone made him trust her. He could feel a strange pull, as if the jungle itself was guiding him forward. For a moment, the world outside this forest seemed distant and unimportant. Lyra gestured with her hand, inviting him to follow. Aaron hesitated, glancing back toward where he had come from. The familiar path was gone. The trees behind him now looked thicker, more entangled, almost as if they had moved to block his retreat. The sunlight above seemed dimmer, and the sounds of the jungle shifted. Aaron realized that turning back was not an option. "Come with me," Lyra said, her voice gentle but firm. "There is no time to waste." He nodded slowly and stepped forward, feeling the soft undergrowth give way beneath his boots. The jungle seemed to part for Lyra as she moved, her steps silent, leaving barely a mark. Aaron struggled to keep up, his muscles tense and his mind alert for any danger. Strange plants brushed against his arms, some with leaves that were warm to the touch, others that shivered as if sensing his presence. As they moved deeper, Aaron noticed signs of life he had never seen before. Trees with trunks that twisted into spirals, flowers that opened and closed like delicate clocks, and small creatures that glowed faintly in the dim light. Every sound and movement made his heart beat faster. He felt a mix of fear and wonder, realizing he was far from anything familiar. Finally, they reached a small clearing. Sunlight poured through an opening in the canopy, and in the center stood an ancient tree with roots so wide they seemed like a small hill. Lyra paused and turned to him. "This is a sacred place," she said. "The heart of the forest lies here. But it is in danger. Machines are coming, and they will destroy everything if we do not act. You are the one who can help us." Aaron looked at her, confusion and disbelief written across his face. "Me? How can I possibly help?" Lyra smiled softly, a mixture of hope and urgency in her eyes. "You have a gift humans do not know they carry. Your spirit can awaken what has slept in this forest for centuries. Only you can bring balance." Aaron took a deep breath, trying to steady his racing thoughts. The air was thick with the scent of moss and blooming flowers, but beneath it, he sensed something else, an energy that seemed alive. His instincts told him she was telling the truth. Something extraordinary was happening here, and he had a role in it. He looked at Lyra again. Her golden eyes met his, and he saw trust, fear, and hope all at once. He realized that this was more than just an encounter. It was the beginning of something that would change his life forever. I will help," he said, his voice firmer than he expected. Lyra nodded, her tail flicking once with satisfaction. "Good. Then we must move quickly. There is much to prepare, and the forest needs you." With that, they vanished deeper into the jungle, the sunlight fading behind them. Aaron felt a thrill and a sense of purpose unlike anything he had ever known. Every step forward was a step into the unknown, and he knew the journey ahead would test everything about him. Yet he did not hesitate. For the first time, he understood that some paths could not be turned away from, and that destiny sometimes called in ways humans could never predict. Aaron followed Lyra through the dense jungle, his senses alert to every sound. The forest seemed alive around him. Leaves whispered in the wind, vines shifted as if they were aware of his presence, and shadows danced among the trees. Every step deeper into the jungle was a step away from the world he knew. The sunlight above became weaker, filtered by layers of leaves and branches, until the world felt green and golden, alive with light and motion. Lyra moved with grace, her tail balancing her effortlessly as she leapt over roots and ducked beneath low-hanging branches. Aaron struggled to keep pace, stumbling over twisted roots and thick vines, but he never lost sight of her. She paused occasionally to gesture toward strange plants, pointing out the colors, the scents, or the subtle movements of creatures that hid in the undergrowth. Each time she did, Aaron felt more amazed at the richness of life around him. After what seemed like hours, the forest began to change. The trees grew even taller and closer together, their roots interlocking to form natural walls and barriers. The air became cooler, almost sweet, with the scent of flowers and moss. The ground softened, covered with layers of fallen leaves that muffled their footsteps. Aaron realized he could barely hear anything but the sounds of the forest itself, birds, insects, and the distant rustle of unknown creatures. Finally, Lyra stopped in front of a massive wall of intertwined roots and vines. At first glance, it appeared to be part of the jungle, but as Aaron's eyes adjusted, he saw an opening hidden within the roots, wide enough for a person to pass through. Lyra gestured to the gap. "Through here," she said softly. "Be careful. Many do not see the path." Aaron nodded, taking a deep breath. As he stepped through the opening, the world seemed to shift. The air grew warmer, more vibrant. He saw small streams reflecting light, moss-covered stones, and flowers glowing faintly in colors he had never seen before. The path widened, leading to a large clearing where the hidden village lay. The village was astonishing. Houses were built in harmony with the jungle, perched on giant trees or nestled between enormous roots. Bridges of vines and wood connected the homes, swinging gently in the breeze. Smoke rose from small chimneys, carrying the scent of cooking fires and herbs. Birds of brilliant colors flew freely through the open spaces. The village looked peaceful, yet alive, as if every tree and plant was part of the community. As Aaron stepped further into the village, creatures emerged from their homes to observe him. Like Lyra, they had feline ears, sharp eyes, and tails that moved with expression. Their skin was various shades of green, gold, and brown, blending with the jungle. Some approached cautiously, others paused to watch silently. Lyra led Aaron to the center of the village, where a large circular platform of stone and wood stood beneath the largest tree in the clearing. "This is where we gather," Lyra explained. "Here we decide what must be done for the forest." From the platform, elders of the clan stepped forward. They were taller than the others, with long, flowing hair and markings on their skin that glowed faintly in the dim light. Their eyes, like Lyra's, were large and golden, filled with wisdom and concern. "Aaron," one elder spoke, her voice calm yet commanding, "we have been waiting for you. The forest told us that a human would come. We did not know when, or how, but we trusted the message." Aaron swallowed hard. I am honored, but I am not a warrior. I do not know how to fight or lead. I am just an explorer," he said, his voice trembling. Another elder, older and with hair like silver vines, stepped closer. "You may not see it now, but humans carry a strength that goes beyond weapons or speed. You have the power to understand, to adapt, and to awaken the forest itself. That is why you are here." Aaron felt a strange warmth in his chest. He had traveled across worlds seeking knowledge and adventure, but he had never imagined being chosen in this way. The villagers, sensing his hesitation, came closer, their eyes filled with hope and trust. Lyra's tail flicked gently, brushing against his arm as if to reassure him. "Your people have long believed that humans could not survive in the wilds of distant worlds," Lyra said. "But you have proven otherwise. You walked into the jungle without fear. That courage is the first step. The next steps will test your heart, mind, and spirit." The elders spoke together, their voices weaving a calm, melodic sound. "The machines are coming. They will destroy the heart of the forest if we do not act. You must help us, human. You are the key to the survival of this place." Aaron looked around. He saw the worry in every face, the tension in every posture. This was not just a village, it was a living family, deeply connected to the jungle around them. He realized that if he failed, it was not only these people who would suffer, but the forest itself. Streams would dry, trees would fall, and countless creatures would be lost forever. Lyra stepped forward again. "I will guide you, Aaron. But you must listen and learn quickly. The jungle is alive. It knows things that no map or book can show. It will teach you, if you are willing to learn." Aaron nodded, feeling a mixture of fear and excitement. He was far from home, surrounded by creatures unlike anything he had seen, in a world that was breathtakingly beautiful and fragile. Yet he also felt a spark inside him, a sense of purpose, a feeling that he had finally arrived where he was meant to be. The elders motioned for him to sit with them on the platform. Lyra took a place beside him. They began to explain the history of the forest and the clan, telling stories of their ancestors, the energy that flowed through the jungle, and the balance they had maintained for generations. Aaron listened intently, realizing that these were not just legends, they were lessons and warnings, knowledge that he would need if he hoped to help. As night began to fall, the village lit up with soft glowing orbs hanging from the trees. The air was filled with the scent of herbs and the soft hum of life. Aaron felt both humbled and inspired. He knew that the journey ahead would not be easy, but he also understood that he was part of something extraordinary. For the first time, he felt the true weight of responsibility and the thrilling possibility that he could make a real difference. The jungle had brought him here, and he would not turn away. Aaron woke to the sound of birds singing in the treetops and the gentle rustle of leaves in the morning breeze. The village was already alive with movement. Feline-eared villagers carried baskets of fruits and herbs, tending to small fires and cleaning their homes among the trees. Aaron felt both awe and nervousness as he stepped outside his temporary dwelling. The jungle felt more alive than ever, as if it was aware of his presence. Lyra appeared beside him, moving gracefully over the soft moss. "Today you will learn more about my people and the dangers we face," Lyra said. Her voice carried calm determination. "It is important that you understand what is at stake. The machines are coming, and our home is fragile." Aaron nodded. He had already begun to feel the strange energy of the forest pulsing through the ground beneath his feet. Yet he still did not fully understand what it meant to protect the jungle and the lives of those who called it home. Lyra led him to a gathering of the clan in the center of the village. The elders were seated in a circle, and villagers surrounded them. Their golden eyes watched him with curiosity, respect, and hope. Lyra gestured for Aaron to sit among them. One of the elders, a tall figure with markings on her arms that glowed softly, began to speak. "For centuries, our people have lived in harmony with the forest. We are hunters, gatherers, and guardians. Every tree, every stream, and every creature has a purpose. The forest gives us life, and in return, we protect it." Aaron listened intently, fascinated by the depth of their connection. He had seen jungles on other planets, but none had felt so alive, so aware, and so dependent on the balance of all living things. But recently, another elder said, stepping forward, "Machines from distant worlds have begun to invade our home. They cut down trees without thought, poison rivers, and destroy everything in their path. Our people are skilled hunters and defenders, but we cannot fight these machines alone. They are too strong, too numerous, and too relentless." Aaron felt a pang of fear. He had seen industrial machines in human cities, but he had never imagined such destruction in a living jungle. Yet he also sensed a strange purpose building inside him. The villagers were not helpless, they were determined, but they needed guidance, strategy, and something only humans could bring. Lyra placed her hand lightly on Aaron's shoulder. "You have the courage to face challenges beyond imagination. You see the jungle as it is. You feel it. That is why you are here. Humans carry a gift that no other being does. Your heart and mind can bring balance where strength alone cannot." Aaron swallowed hard, unsure if he believed in such power. He had never thought of himself as extraordinary. He was just an explorer, curious and careful, but not a hero. Yet when he looked at the faces around him, villagers, elders, and Lyra, he realized they believed in him. Their hope was strong enough to make him believe, too. The elders explained further. "The machines are controlled by beings from another world," one said. "They care only for resources, not life. If they reach the heart of the forest, the energy that sustains this place will be destroyed. Streams will dry, plants will wither, and our people will have no home. This is why you must act." Aaron's mind raced. How could he stop machines? He had no weapons, no experience in combat. Yet he remembered the feeling of the jungle beneath his feet, the energy pulsing in the roots, the way Lyra moved like she was part of the land itself. Perhaps strength was not only in weapons. Perhaps it was in understanding, in connection, in knowing how to awaken the forest. "First," Lyra said, "you must learn about our people and our ways. They are hunters and guardians. We read the forest as others read books. We listen to the wind, the trees, and the streams. Every sound, every movement tells a story. You must listen, too." Aaron followed Lyra as she led him through the village. He saw children learning to climb the giant trees, teenagers practicing silent movements through the underbrush, and hunters preparing for expeditions. Every action was purposeful. Nothing in this village was wasted or careless. Aaron realized that the villagers were not just surviving, they were thriving in harmony with the jungle. Lyra stopped near a large tree that pulsed faintly with light. This tree is sacred. It connects every part of the jungle. Its roots reach everywhere. Our ancestors taught us how to feel its energy. You must learn, too. Aaron placed his hand on the rough bark. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, he felt a warmth spreading from the tree into his hand, up his arm, and into his chest. The air seemed to shimmer around him. He could feel a faint heartbeat, a rhythm that matched his own. The jungle was alive, and it was speaking to him. Close your eyes, Lyra instructed. Listen. Aaron obeyed. At first, all he heard was the rustle of leaves and distant bird calls. But soon, he began to feel patterns in the movement of the branches, vibrations in the roots beneath his feet, and a quiet, steady pulse in the air itself. The jungle was alive in a way he had never imagined. It was watching, guiding, and waiting. This is the strength of the forest, Lyra said softly. Our people protect it, but it protects us as well. Together, we can face the machines. Alone, we cannot. You must learn to feel it, to trust it. Aaron opened his eyes. He felt a new determination rising within him. He was still unsure how he could fight against machines, but he understood that this was not about weapons or brute force. It was about connection, knowledge, and courage. He could feel that the forest wanted him to succeed. The elders gathered around once more. We will teach you our ways, one said. We will train you to read the forest, move silently, and understand the paths of life. If you can do this, if you can awaken the energy of the jungle, the machines will not stand a chance. The forest will rise to defend itself. Aaron nodded, feeling the weight of their words. This was more than a mission or a challenge. It was a responsibility that stretched beyond himself. He was a human, far from his home, and yet here he was, chosen to protect a world unlike any he had known. Lyra's hand rested gently on his arm. It will not be easy, Aaron. But you are not alone. We are with you, and the forest is with you. Trust in yourself, trust in us, and trust in the jungle. Aaron took a deep breath, feeling the energy of the jungle flowing through him. The sun filtered through the trees above, casting a golden glow over the village. He understood that this was only the beginning. Danger was coming, but he was ready to learn, to grow, and to fight not with weapons, but with the strength of spirit and the bond between humans and the forest. He looked at the clan, at Lyra, and at the sacred trees surrounding them. For the first time, he believed that he could help. The machines would not destroy this place. He would make sure of it. The jungle, the clan, and his own courage would rise together. The morning light filtered through the thick jungle canopy as Aaron prepared for another day of learning. The village was already alive with movement. Villagers moved with quiet purpose, gathering herbs, tending to small fires, and practicing silent hunting techniques. Aaron watched them, trying to absorb every detail, every motion, and every sound. The jungle seemed to hum with life, and he could feel the pulse of energy that Lyra had shown him the day before. Lyra appeared beside him, moving gracefully along the moss-covered ground. Her golden eyes reflected the sunlight that broke through the leaves, and her tail swayed gently behind her. Today, she said softly, you will receive something very important. It is not a weapon, but it is a symbol. It will help you connect with the forest and with our people. Aaron looked at her with curiosity. He had seen how skilled and confident she was in every movement. Whatever gift she spoke of, he trusted that it was significant. She led him to the center of the village, where the elders were already waiting. Their glowing eyes reflected the morning light, and their expressions carried both seriousness and hope. Aaron felt a weight in his chest as he realized the trust they were placing in him. This was more than a task. It was a responsibility that stretched beyond himself. One of the elders, a tall figure with silver markings running down her arms, stepped forward. In her hands, she held a small carved stone, shaped like a leaf and glowing faintly with a golden light. "Aaron," she said, her voice calm yet commanding, "this is the Heartstone. It has chosen you. Only one who is ready to protect the forest and its people may carry it." Aaron reached out, hesitating for a moment. The stone felt warm to the touch, almost alive. A soft vibration ran through his fingers and into his arm. The energy of the jungle seemed to respond to him immediately. It was as if the stone had been waiting for his hand all along. Lyra smiled. "The Heartstone connects you to the forest. It allows you to feel its energy, to understand its needs, and to awaken its strength. You will not wield it as a weapon. You will use it as a guide, a connection, and a promise." Aaron held the stone carefully, feeling its subtle pulse. He felt a sense of calm and focus unlike anything he had experienced before. It was as if the jungle itself had placed trust in him, and he knew that he must honor it. The elders explained further. "The Heartstone will respond only to those who carry courage, compassion, and determination. It will not lie to you. It will guide you toward the paths that must be followed and warn you of danger. But it is not enough to hold it. You must listen, observe, and act with care." Aaron nodded, feeling the weight of their words. He understood that this gift was more than a tool. It was a responsibility, a bridge between him, the clan, and the forest itself. Lyra guided him through the village, showing him how the Heartstone interacted with the environment. When he held it near the roots of a giant tree, the vibrations strengthened. When he placed it near a flowing stream, the water shimmered as if recognizing his presence. The villagers watched quietly, their expressions a mixture of pride and hope. "You are learning quickly," Lyra said. "The forest can sense your intentions. The more you trust it, the more it will trust you. This is the first step in becoming a true guardian." Aaron felt a surge of determination. He had faced uncertainty, danger, and fear, yet he had never felt so connected to anything in his life. The jungle was alive in a way he had never imagined. Its energy flowed through every tree, every stream, and every creature. And now, with the Heartstone in his hand, he felt that he could truly listen to it. The elders gathered around him once more. "Soon, you will need to use the Heartstone," one said. "The machines are approaching, and the balance of the forest is at risk. You will not face this challenge alone. We will guide you, and Lyra will be your companion. But remember, the Heartstone responds to trust and courage, not fear or anger." Aaron held the stone tightly, feeling its subtle warmth. He knew that the task ahead would be difficult, but he also understood that he had the support of the clan and the energy of the forest itself. For the first time, he felt confident that he could make a difference. Lyra led him to the edge of the village, where the jungle opened into a clearing filled with unusual plants and trees. "This is where you will begin your training," she said. "You will learn to sense the paths, the hidden dangers, and the energy that flows through every part of the forest. The Heartstone will guide you, but you must also trust your own instincts." Aaron stepped into the clearing, holding the Heartstone in his hand. He felt the energy of the forest flowing through him more strongly than ever. The leaves shimmered, the roots pulsed beneath his feet, and the air seemed alive with movement. He took a deep breath, focusing on the subtle signals around him. For hours, Lyra guided him through exercises designed to heighten his awareness and strengthen his connection to the jungle. He learned to listen to the rustle of leaves, to interpret the movement of animals, and to sense changes in the energy of the forest. The Heartstone glowed faintly when he was aligned with the flow of the jungle and dimmed when he strayed. As the day progressed, Aaron began to understand the true meaning of the gift he had received. It was not about power or control. It was about trust, connection, and responsibility. The Heartstone had chosen him because he was willing to learn, to act with care, and to protect life rather than destroy it. When the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of gold and orange. Aaron felt a new sense of purpose. The heartstone pulsed gently in his hand, and he realized that he was no longer just an explorer or a visitor in this jungle. He was part of something greater. The forest, the clan, and he were connected in a way that could change the fate of this world. Lyra placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "You have done well today, Aaron. This is only the beginning. Tomorrow, you will face greater challenges, and the machines will come closer. But remember, you carry the Heartstone, and it carries the trust of the forest. Together, we will protect this home." Aaron looked around at the jungle, the village, and the people who had welcomed him with hope and trust. He knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but he also knew that he had been given the strength, guidance, and connection to face it. For the first time, he felt ready. He clenched the Heartstone in his hand and made a silent promise. He would protect the forest, the clan, and the life within it. He would not fail. The gift of trust had been given, and he would honor it with every step he took in the heart of the jungle. The jungle was quieter than usual that morning, but Aaron felt a tension in the air. Birds did not sing as they had before, and even the rustling of leaves seemed subdued. Lyra moved beside him, her tail swishing lightly, her ears alert to every sound. "Something approaches," she said softly, her voice filled with caution. "The machines are coming closer to the heart of the forest." Aaron's heart tightened. He had heard the elders speak of these machines, but he had not seen them yet. He had imagined them as large, industrial constructs, but the reality was something far more frightening. Lyra led him along a hidden path, moving swiftly yet silently over the mossy ground and through thick undergrowth. Aaron followed, trying to match her speed while keeping his eyes focused on every shadow. After a short trek, they reached a ridge overlooking a wide clearing. Below, the machines had already arrived. Tall and metallic, they moved with a steady, relentless rhythm. Some cut down trees with blades that shined in the sunlight, while others crushed the underbrush beneath massive treads. The jungle shook with every movement, and the streams that once sparkled were now clouded with mud. Aaron felt a pang of fear, but also a surge of determination. The machines were destructive, yes, but he knew that he and the clan could make a difference. He had already felt the energy of the forest responding to him, and now he understood that he must act quickly. "Those are the machines that threaten our home," Lyra said. "They are controlled by beings from another world. They care nothing for life, for balance, or for the future of this forest. Their goal is to take, to destroy, and to leave only emptiness behind." Aaron studied the machines carefully. Some seemed simple, but others were complex, equipped with tools and arms that could cut through the thickest trees. He realized that conventional weapons would be of little use. This was a battle unlike any he had faced before. "What can we do?" Aaron asked, trying to control the tremor in his voice. "They are too many, too powerful." Lyra turned her golden eyes toward him. "Strength alone will not stop them. But the forest itself has ways to protect its life. You must use the Heartstone and the bond you have formed with the jungle. You will awaken it, guide it, and work with it. We will fight beside you, but the forest's energy is what will make the difference." Aaron clenched the Heartstone in his hand, feeling its warmth and pulse. The jungle had already begun to respond to him, subtly shifting beneath his feet, whispering in the rustle of leaves, and vibrating through the roots. He felt a strange clarity. The forest could be their ally if he learned to guide it. Lyra pointed toward the clearing. "We must move carefully. Some machines are near the river. Others are cutting through the outer forest. If they reach the heart, the energy that sustains all life here will be destroyed." Aaron nodded. Together, they moved closer to observe. The machines operated with precision, almost as if they were alive. Some emitted low hums, while others shook the ground with vibrations. Aaron noticed that their movements were not random. They seemed to search for something, cutting, breaking, and probing as they went. "This is worse than I imagined," Aaron admitted. "The destruction is so fast, and the machines do not stop for anything." Lyra's expression was serious. "That is why you are here, Aaron. You can see what we cannot. You can guide the forest and awaken its strength. We are skilled, but we are limited. You are the key." Aaron took a deep breath, feeling the energy of the jungle flowing through him more strongly than ever. The heartstone glowed faintly, reacting to his awareness of the destruction below. He realized that he could sense the paths of the machines, the weak points in their movements, and the areas where the jungle could respond most effectively. Lyra gestured to him. "We must act before they reach the inner forest. Follow me, and stay silent. Watch carefully. Learn their rhythm. You will see how the forest responds to you, and how it can defend itself." Together, they descended toward the outer edge of the clearing. Aaron kept his eyes on the machines, noting their patterns and timing. The jungle seemed to bend around them, guiding their path and hiding them from the immediate notice of the machines. Vines shifted subtly, and roots shifted beneath their feet, responding to Aaron's focus and intent. One of the machines lifted a fallen tree to clear a path. Aaron watched as the jungle seemed to respond instinctively. Smaller roots and plants moved, blocking certain areas and guiding others. He realized that even the forest was learning, responding, and adapting to the threat. The bond he had formed with the jungle and the heartstone allowed him to see this interaction. Lyra whispered, "You see now. The forest is alive. It will fight to protect itself and its people if we guide it. You must trust it and trust yourself." Aaron nodded, feeling a sense of courage growing within him. He could no longer see himself as just an observer. He was part of this world now, connected to the jungle, the clan, and the living energy that pulsed through every tree and stream. The machines were a threat, yes, but they were not unstoppable. With the forest and its people united, there was a chance to protect the heart of this world. He looked at Lyra, her golden eyes steady and determined. "I understand," he said. "We can stop them, together." Lyra smiled briefly, her tail flicking with approval. "Yes, together. The heartstone is the key, but your courage and care will guide it. Remember that. The machines may be strong, but they cannot match the will of the forest and the bond between its people and its guardian." Aaron felt the energy of the jungle intensify, a low vibration running through the ground beneath him. It was as if the forest was preparing itself, responding to his resolve. He knew the battle ahead would be difficult, but he also understood that he had the support of every living thing around him. The machines had been revealed, and now he knew what they faced. The next steps would test his courage, wisdom, and connection to the jungle. But for the first time, he felt ready. He tightened his grip on the heartstone, feeling its warmth pulse in rhythm with the forest. The enemy had been revealed, and Aaron knew that the fight to protect this world was about to begin. The jungle seemed different as Aaron followed Lyra deeper into its ancient paths. The sunlight filtered through dense leaves in golden streams, illuminating patches of flowers and moss-covered stones. Each step seemed to hum with life, and Aaron could feel the pulse of the forest growing stronger with every movement. Today, Lyra told him, they would reach the heart of the forest, a place where the energy of all life flowed together. "This place is sacred," Lyra said, her voice low and reverent. "The heart of the forest holds power older than the clan itself. Here, the energy of every tree, river, and creature converges. If the machines reach it, the forest will die. If we can awaken it, we can defend everything we love." Aaron nodded, gripping the heartstone in his hand. Its warm pulse seemed stronger now, syncing with the rhythm of the jungle. He felt the energy responding to him, guiding his steps. He realized that this connection was more than just a feeling, it was alive, alert, and aware of his intent. The path was narrow and twisted, lined with enormous roots and vines that seemed almost alive. Strange creatures peeked from between the foliage, their glowing eyes watching silently. Some moved with curiosity, others fled at their approach. Aaron noticed that the jungle seemed to test him, presenting obstacles that required patience, focus, and calm. Every step was a lesson in understanding the forest and its hidden language. After hours of careful movement, they reached a clearing unlike anything Aaron had ever seen. In the center stood a massive tree, its trunk wide enough to house an entire village, and its roots twisted like great serpents across the ground. The air shimmered around it, and a gentle vibration ran through the earth. Streams of soft light flowed through the leaves, casting moving patterns on the jungle floor. "This is it," Lyra said, stepping forward with awe in her voice. "The heart of the forest. Here, the energy is strongest. Here, life and the jungle itself will answer to your presence." Aaron approached the tree cautiously. Placing the heart stone against the trunk, he felt an immediate surge of warmth and vibration. The pulse of the jungle grew stronger, radiating through him like a river of light. He closed his eyes, focusing on the sensation, allowing the energy to flow into him. "You must listen," Lyra said softly. "Do not force it. Let it guide you. The forest will show you what it needs, what it can do, and how it will defend itself." Aaron breathed deeply, sensing the connection between the heartstone and the energy around him. He felt currents of life moving through roots and branches, whispers of wind carrying messages from distant parts of the jungle, and the steady rhythm of every creature in the forest. Slowly, patterns emerged, and he began to understand the harmony that kept the forest alive. Lyra watched him closely. "You see how it moves, how it responds. You are learning to guide it? The heartstone amplifies your connection, but it is your intent that matters most. If you act with care and courage, the forest will rise with you. If you hesitate, it may falter." Aaron opened his eyes, feeling a clarity he had never known before. He realized that the forest could fight, but it needed direction. The machines were powerful, but they were unnatural. The jungle was alive, patient, and adaptable. Together, they had a chance to protect the heart. Suddenly, a soft tremor ran through the ground. Aaron's eyes widened as he saw small shifts in the roots and vines around the tree. The jungle was moving on its own, responding to his presence, preparing for what was to come. "You feel that?" Lyra whispered. "The forest is awakening. You are part of it now, guiding its energy. Soon, we will face the machines, and this connection will be our strength." Aaron focused on the pulse, letting the energy flow into his mind. He saw visions of the paths the machines would take, the areas where the jungle could block their advance, and the streams that could rise to hinder them. Every detail was revealed through the subtle language of the forest, and he realized that he could guide the jungle to protect itself. "Can you do this?" Lyra asked, her voice gentle but firm. "Can you lead the forest when the time comes?" Aaron took a deep breath. "I can try. I must try. I will not let this place be destroyed." The heartstone glowed brighter in his hand, responding to his determination. The jungle seemed to pulse with him, the energy flowing faster and stronger. Roots shifted, branches bent, and streams shimmered as if acknowledging his resolve. Aaron felt a bond that went beyond words, a connection that tied him to every living thing in the forest. Lyra placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "You are ready, Aaron. The energy will guide you, but you must trust yourself. When the machines come, do not fight them as enemies. Guide the forest to protect itself. Let life rise against destruction." Aaron spent the rest of the day at the heart of the forest, learning its patterns, feeling the pulse of energy, and practicing guiding it through small movements. He discovered that he could encourage vines to rise, roots to shift, and streams to flow along new paths. The forest responded to his intent, but only when he acted with care and clarity. He realized that patience was as powerful as action. As night fell, the jungle glowed softly with bioluminescent plants and insects. The heartstone pulsed gently in Aaron's hand, a reminder of his connection to the forest and the responsibility he now carried. Lyra stayed beside him, her golden eyes reflecting the shimmering light. "The machines are coming closer every day," she said quietly. "Tomorrow, you will guide the forest to meet them. This is the moment we have prepared for. You will not be alone, but the heartstone and your bond with the jungle will be the key." Aaron nodded, feeling both nervous and confident. The journey had brought him here, to the center of the forest, where life and energy converged. He understood that the battle ahead was not just about strength. It was about connection, courage, and understanding. The jungle had trusted him, and now he had to guide it to defend itself and the clan. He took one last deep breath, feeling the heartstone pulse in rhythm with the jungle. Tomorrow, the machines would arrive, and the heart of the forest would stand against them. Aaron knew that the path ahead would be challenging, but he also knew that he was ready to face it. The heart of the forest had awakened, and he was now a guardian of its life and power. The first light of dawn barely touched the jungle when Aaron and Lyra reached the edge of the clearing. Below, the machines had advanced closer to the heart of the forest. Their metallic forms glinted in the weak morning light, moving with precise, relentless steps. Aaron held the heartstone tightly, feeling its warm pulse resonate through him. The forest's energy had grown stronger overnight, as if preparing for the moment that had come. Lyra's golden eyes met his. "This is it, Aaron. The moment we have trained for. Trust the jungle. Trust yourself. Lead it wisely." Aaron took a deep breath. His hands were steady, and his mind focused. He had learned the rhythm of the forest, understood its whispers, and felt its pulse flowing through the heartstone. Now, it was time to act. He raised the heartstone toward the sky. A soft glow spread from it, reaching the ground, roots, and trees. The jungle responded instantly. Vines twisted and climbed, roots shifted to create barriers, and branches bent to form natural walls. Streams of water rose slightly, guided by the forest's energy, ready to block the machine's path. The jungle was alive, moving as one entity with Aaron at its center. The machines reached the edge of the heart of the forest. Their blades and treads crushed smaller trees, but the energy from the heartstone and Aaron's focus slowed them. Vines wrapped around their legs, roots lifted metal limbs, and streams diverted their paths. The machines struggled to move against the living strength of the jungle. Aaron felt the pulse of the forest guiding him. He could sense the weakest points in the machines, the areas where the jungle could push hardest. With a thought, he directed the roots to rise beneath a large machine, lifting it slightly off the ground and forcing it back. Another machine tried to cut a path through, but vines shot forward, wrapping around its treads and halting its advance. Lyra moved beside him, her tail swishing with purpose. She leapt through the jungle, agile and swift, guiding smaller sections of the forest to block the machines and protect the villagers. The clan emerged from hiding, their movements silent and precise. They joined Aaron, directing the energy of the jungle with him, guiding streams, roots, and vines with careful focus. The machines roared and rattled, trying to break through, but the jungle's energy was relentless. Aaron felt the pulse of the heartstone growing stronger, syncing perfectly with the rhythm of every tree and root around him. He realized that this was not a battle of destruction but a battle of harmony. The machines were strong, but they could not match the will of life itself. One massive machine advanced toward the sacred tree at the center. Aaron's heart raced, but he stayed focused. He raised the heartstone and sent a pulse through the roots and vines surrounding the tree. The earth trembled slightly, and thick roots surged upward, wrapping around the machine, lifting and tipping it. The machine crashed to the side, disabled by the living force of the jungle. The villagers cheered quietly, moving swiftly to ensure the machines did not regain balance. Aaron felt a surge of hope and determination. Every action he took, guided by the Heartstone and the jungle, strengthened the bond between him and the forest. The energy of the trees, streams, and creatures flowed through him, responding to his focus, courage, and care. Lyra landed beside him, her golden eyes glowing with pride. "You are doing it, Aaron. You are guiding the forest. You are protecting your home and ours. Keep your focus. The Heartstone will guide you." Aaron nodded, feeling the energy strengthen with every moment. The machines attempted to push forward, but every advance was met with living resistance. Vines rose, roots twisted, and streams changed course. The jungle moved with intelligence and precision, responding to the guidance of its guardian. Hours passed, but the machines continued to struggle. Aaron could feel their persistence, their unnatural rhythm, but the forest remained steadfast. It protected the Sacred Heart, the clan, and the life flowing through every leaf, stream, and root. Finally, the largest machine, the one that had threatened the sacred tree, made one last push. Aaron focused all his energy through the Heartstone, reaching into the roots, branches, and streams. The forest responded with full strength. Vines and roots surged upward, entwining the machine completely, lifting it high and holding it immobile. Streams of water erupted along its path, washing away smaller machines that tried to follow. The machines, overwhelmed by the living power of the jungle, faltered and fell. Their hums and roars grew weaker, and one by one, they were trapped, lifted, or blocked by the energy of life itself. Aaron felt exhaustion wash over him, but he did not stop. The forest pulsed around him, its rhythm now synchronized with his own. Together, they had turned the tide. When the last machine was held in place, motionless and powerless, the jungle seemed to sigh. The heart of the forest glowed brighter, a soft golden light spreading through every branch, leaf, and root. Streams flowed freely, birds sang once more, and the villagers emerged from their hiding places, their eyes filled with gratitude and joy. Lyra stepped beside Aaron, her expression a mixture of relief and pride. "You did it, Aaron. You guided the forest, protected the clan, and defended life itself. The machines are no longer a threat." Aaron lowered the Heartstone, feeling its warmth fade gently. He looked around at the jungle, alive and thriving, and at the clan, who had risked everything to fight beside him. He realized that this victory was not his alone. It belonged to every living thing that had lent its strength, courage, and energy to the heart of the forest. The elders approached, their glowing markings reflecting the golden light. "You have fulfilled the promise, Aaron," one said. "You have shown courage, wisdom, and compassion. The jungle and the clan are safe because of you. You have become a guardian of life, a protector of balance, and a friend to all living things here." Aaron felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had come to the jungle as an explorer, uncertain and curious. Now, he was a guardian, connected to every leaf, root, and stream. The Heartstone had guided him, but it was his courage, care, and trust that had truly awakened the jungle's power. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder, her golden eyes shining. "The machines may return someday, but the heart of the forest now knows its guardian. You will always have this bond, Aaron. And together, we will protect this home." The sun rose higher, bathing the jungle in warm light. Birds flew overhead, streams sparkled, and the heart of the forest pulsed gently with life. Aaron stood among the villagers, feeling their gratitude and joy. He understood that this was only the beginning of his journey, but he also knew that he had found his purpose. He looked at Lyra, the Heartstone in his hand, and the jungle surrounding them. A smile spread across his face. The last stand had been won, not through force, but through connection, understanding, and the living energy of the forest itself. Life had triumphed, and Aaron had become part of something far greater than himself. The jungle whispered around him, the streams danced, and the roots shifted softly as if acknowledging his presence. The heart of the forest was safe, and with the bond he now shared, it would continue to thrive for generations. Aaron had discovered that true strength was not in destruction or control but in courage, trust, and harmony with life itself.